It's my new grandma picture.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, we're live. Good Lord, we can't ever get it right.
Nope.
So, welcome to Rooted in Foods. I'm Nikki.
I'm Chili.
Same as always.
And this is Dinner with the Davises.
It is Dinner with the Davises and
on your Monday night.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
Right now, we're sober.
Not for long.
Just putting that out there. Because, man. So I had some teaser videos out there on just kind of out there for my friends last night, not necessarily on the main page, but of what we did a little bit of in advance yesterday
prep.
As prep. And
because this cocktail would have taken a little while to make.
Well, yeah, we did a little prep on this one. So we are visiting by way of cuisine one of my favorite places,
South Carolina,
and
specifically,
well, at least from the food perspective, Charleston.
Yeah.
This is a little bit more,
not the booze part.
General.
It's it's South Carolina,
and not necessarily any traditional, heritage to this. It just was.
It sounded really good. sounded experimental.
That it has been.
It sounded good.
So we'll talk about the food in a bit. But
first,
take us through the booze part, babe.
So first, let me get you over here real quick. So first, we took this. Obviously isn't what we had. It is the brand that we had. So we had some Tito's vodka. We took a bottle, a 750 milliliter bottle, and we dumped half of it in a quart jar. Or 2-quart jar, I guess. No, it's 1 quart.
No, it's 1 quart.
1 quart jar. We dumped half of a bottle of vodka in a 1 quart jar. Then we threw 2 tea bags in it. Let it steep for...
We let it go about 10 or 15 minutes normally because we
20 or 30.
Yeah, minutes. I use cold brew tea bags.
Yeah, so we let it go and just let it steep, and it turned this nice, super dark, molassesy colored deliciousness. And then we added some simple syrup, a little bit of simple syrup, just some. We added like 1/4 cup of simple syrup. That's about a cup of sugar and a cup of water. Made that, and then we dumped it in. So then we stood in the refrigerator, and we're going to make a little bit of
That's plenty.
A little bit of a sippy sip.
Because we
nipped it last night.
We teaspooned it last night, and woof.
It's potent, folks.
It is potent.
So that is sweet tea vodka.
Oh, down the hatch.
Down the hatch.
It smells a little bit more like tea tonight, though. Last night it was still very... Did it do its thing overnight? Okay, good. Thank goodness.
It did. It's got a lot of tea flavor in it. It's real strong tea flavor.
Okay.
Yeah. Let it sit overnight, folks.
Yeah, definitely. We tasted this last night right after we made it. And I about ran for the hills.
Yeah. We were thinking, what
or the Smoky Mountains.
What the hell are we going to do with this? Because it was a bit pungent, little potent.
Yeah, and we noticed that it increased in volume a little bit, and I'm going to assume chemically because of the sugar content.
Maybe a little bit, but not much though.
Well, not a lot, but this is like considerably more mellow than it was last night. So
that's good. This is something that will tear you up if you drink all of it all by itself.
Well, yeah, clearly.
Yeah, because it is pretty much straight vodka. I mean, we got a little bit of simple syrup in there.
Already? Did it already get you?
Yeah. So what would you do with a vodka tea? Well.
You don't want to keep this?
Nah.
Okay. I'm going to rinse them out now.
I'm going to switch to the cocktail to do with it.
Yeah, please do. Because,
So we're going to get some cocktail glasses out. Put a little bit of ice in them.
Wow. That last little bit got me.
And we were thinking what to do with iced tea that you can make a cocktail with.
Yeah.
And
we asked the question last night, or I did.
Well, she did, but I knew what I was doing with it.
Well, yeah, we kind of already knew, but I wanted to see what other people said.
Because the only cocktail that I can think of that involves iced tea is an Arnold Palmer, which is not really a cocktail because it doesn't involve alcohol, but it does involve lemonade and iced tea. So what we're doing is a John Daly, because John Daly likes his alcohol And I'm assuming that because he's a golfer, he's likes his own Arnold Palmers. But there we go. That is a boozy Arnold Palmer.
Sorry, I was letting the dog out.
Or what we're going to call a John Daly. So there we go. Ready?
I'm ready.
You might want to stir.
I mean, use your thumbs and your fingers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That is summertime worthy.
Mm-hmm. That's summertime worthy, right there. That's summertime in a glass.
Yeah, I mean, if we'd had those sitting on the front porch of that big old house in Charleston,
yeah,
we would have been in trouble.
Yeah. So that's really good. So what we did: 375 milliliters of vodka, half a bottle, half a fifth, 2 tea bags, about 30 minutes. Pull the tea bags out, throw them away. Add 1/4 cup of your simple syrup.
1/4 to a half. I mean, depending on how
to your taste,
how sweet you want it.
Sweet you want it, you add it.
Hey, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep leaning up against the fridge. Nobody can see me.
Nobody can see you. But yeah, this is definitely a summertime day drinking thing. But yeah, it's good. It is nice and mellow.
It actually, that definitely mellowed out. Man, you should have seen us last night with
Last night we were wondering how we were going to make it through. But that's okay.
Yes, absolutely. I think that was the point at which I said we need to make something with it and not just drink it. Because
I was thinking, man, this is going to be fun tonight. Woo-wee.
I mean, it still could be.
Yeah. Hey, I'm still having a good time. And I'll make more than one of those. So, what do you got cooking? What are you making over here?
I have asbestos hands. I have a few things going on here. So we are going to start off making 3 things tonight. Everything is very much rice based, and there is history to that because when rice first came to the country, colonial, it was in Charleston. It was a big cash crop for Charleston pre-Civil War. Post-Civil War, not so much. And by the time Panama Canal was open in 1914, we were able to get cheaper rice from other places, so it kind of bottomed out the rice industry. But for very many generations, rice was a staple, and a story that I will just kind of tell you as we go along here. So all of my 2 rice dishes, at least, are very much part of the Gullah cuisine, Gullah heritage and cuisine. This first one we're going to get started because I'm cooking the rice in here. The second one, I've already cooked the rice. We're going to get this one started. Let it go. This is a shrimp perlou. And if you saw my Facebook post, it's not going to sound like it's spelled. It's spelled Pilau, and I have heard it pronounced perlou, perlo, pilau. And essentially it is a pilaf, meaning combination with rice. And it is a cousin to jambalaya.
Then what's a rice pilaf?
Well, rice pilaf, when you put things in the rice.
Well,
yeah.
Pilaf
I know that caught you funny.
Yeah, combined with rice. What the hell's a rice pilaf?
But there are a lot of dishes and a lot of kind of South and American and African cuisine that are very similar, and it's because of migration patterns and not so pretty history for us. But and when we get to Louisiana, there's a lot of similarities. So
no, Jennifer, we're not in San Francisco. We are in Charleston.
No rice-a-roni.
Yes, you know that.
Have you already had something to drink? Okay, so this first one is a shrimp. Shrimp.
Oh man, she's already.
I'm only halfway through one.
That tea is already hitting.
Shrimp base, and then the second one is just kind of a basic Hop and John.
A what?
Hop and John.
Hop and John.
One of your favorites. Both very African, both very, came from days of slavery in our country. And the Hop and John, what?
I got you on this.
Oh, you got me here. Okay, sorry. So the Hop and John is rice, and in the Midwest, we typically use black-eyed peas because that's what we can get. I was lucky to get purple whole peas, which are cousins, and yes, right out of a can.
Upside down. No, it's right.
No, it's right side up. Yeah. Well, at least there it is. I don't know what they can see. Yeah. Here. So I actually grabbed about 4 cans of these because I never see them and I love them. Mixed with rice, and we're going to throw some vegetables in. And I'm doing 2 because my husband does not like the black-eyed pea variety of vegetable.
That's right.
Then, in all of this, while it's going, we're going to make my favorite pimento cheese. Also very southern. Yes, and you can. Now, so, okay. You can go ahead and take bacon out because it's done, and I'll give you something to do it with here. No, not it. Pull it all out of there.
Out of both?
Out of both. And then we're going to get one started. So in my big cast iron pot, I'm making honestly about the same amount of rice in each. 4 strips of bacon, rendered so we have the fat. Yes, the bottom of the cast iron, both of these are cast iron, by the way, enameled, but the bottom of the cast iron will get dark, so don't let it go too hot for too long or you will burn your bacon in cast iron easily.
So it's on low heat.
So low render, hot to get it started, then let it render low, and you can take that out too if you want.
Okay.
Then we're going to add some butter to this and get some vegetables going. And the bacon's going to go back in both a little bit later.
Separate it, or?
Yeah, you can. And the beauty of these dishes is you can put whatever in them you want. I mean, there is no right, wrong, must do, perfect. This was all about what you had.
You got bacon in it, so it's pretty perfect already.
This was all about what we had locally, what we had seasonally, and that's typically what went in.
Because we had pigs.
Yeah, you'll find ham in this recipe too.
There we go.
So my husband's going to show off my Charleston cookbook back on the. That's fine.
Which one? You want it over there?
You can put them back on there. Well, you can show it off while I talk. You can be Vanna White.
Oh.
So that cookbook, I have cooked my way through over the years, and it is from it's actually a 1950. Yeah, you can see the recipes. Now, I'm not going true to recipe here, which is very much true to form for me, but that was a cookbook that the Charleston Junior League published in 1950, and it is the now longest continual published Junior League cookbook. And there are many people in this country that have that one that cook out of it when they want to travel to Charleston in their kitchens.
Where do you want this at? Back in there? Or?
Back where it was, because I may need it. So I'm chopping up some bell pepper that I'm going to use in both my dishes. Don't need a whole lot.
Let me get you over there.
It's fine. And again, if you've had jambalaya, this is going to look very familiar, but the spices and typical ingredients are a little bit different. Okra would be common in South Carolina. And okra now.
How's that sharpness?
Wonderful, thank you. My husband sharpened my knives. If I can find fresh okra, I'm happy, but the stuff that comes out of the freezer section, I stay far away from.
You stay away from the freezer section on it?
Yeah, I just never think the texture's right.
Okay.
And you don't like okra, so sometimes it's just easier to omit things.
Yep.
All right. I'm actually going to use this in both my dishes, so I'm going to separate it.
Don't use the sharp side of that blade.
Well, I'm so sorry. Don't fix me sweet tea vodka.
Oh, you loved it. You know you did.
All right. Tablespoon of butter going back in.
Medium heat.
Yeah, about that. Next thing we're gonna do is chop up.
This one?
No, not that one. I'll do that one. That won't take long to come together because everything's already cooked except for the vegetables. My celery is being ornery here. All right.
Chop it up. Make it pay.
So a couple stalks of celery for the perlou. Cut the ends off. I'm gonna cut this down the middle to make it smaller so it disappears in the pot.
That's for my benefit.
Mm-hmm. Again, if anything's further wide than your hand, cut it in half. That was almost too many pieces of celery in one chop, though.
Not for a real sharp knife. It's not.
It is not. Okay. Celery going in. No celery in my Hoppin' John. And I mean, I could. I just am not going to. Onion. Remember, keep the root intact. I cut part of it off. Probably not going to need that. And peeling a... God, why are these onions so stinking difficult to peel?
I don't know. Do you want this butter to kind of go around a little bit?
I do, sous chef.
All right.
All right, so remember, keep that root end intact because it's easier to dice that way. So let us know what you're having for dinner or what you're drinking for dinner.
Yeah.
Or if you have any other
cocktail-wise
ideas for sweet
food-wise.
tea.
Yeah. You guys have any ideas for sweet tea vodka? What you would put in it to enjoy, other than summertime sunshine?
Right. I'm glad it mellowed because, man, I'm telling you, last night was.
I thought you had a scraper.
I do.
Your knife. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm so sorry. All right, I'm gonna use the end of this onion though.
Just because I can sharpen them
in a hurry.
jiff, doesn't mean that you need to dull them that fast either.
Yes, those of you who have, I hope everybody has at least one decent knife on the home front. Keep them sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't really have a root in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and just snip that off. Whoopsie. So now I don't have a root in keeping things together, so I'm using my finger to keep things together. All right, so this onion's actually going in my Hoppin' John. So as I'm dicing for one, I'm putting in the other pan.
But not cooking it yet.
Not yet. I mean, we can. We just have to keep track of it. No biggie. Okay. So that's kind of all
there's no
actually
butter
not
in this
totally
one.
need. All right, I'm gonna try to find the onion I just dropped so the dogs don't eat it. Oof.
I'll try to keep you out of camera.
Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
All right.
Hello, Aunt Deb.
Hey, Aunt Deb. Whew. So what's everybody having for dinner? I'll stir, you talk. We'll put it back on us.
Oh, Deb's having meatloaf with broccoli and cheese and mashed taters. Debbie's having leftover pot roast, slow cooked with a barbecue sauce for sandwiches.
That does sound good.
Jen said she had some wine and is now having a monster salad with fried chicken. Oh, dang. Salad with fried chicken tenders on it. You guys are eating good.
Where'd
you guys
my
are
Charleston cookbook go?
It's out here.
Oh, I need it.
Well, you said
I mean, I kind of need the recipes. I don't make this stuff enough, so I always have to go back to the go-to. But you know what? That's why you have these suckers.
That's right. I'm gonna take them off of your. There we go.
This was actually my mom's. This one did not. Well, no.
Oh, it's Uncle Dan.
Hey, Uncle Dan.
Yeah.
This did come from Charleston, just not one of my trips to Charleston. I did, however, come back from Charleston after visiting the Fort gift shop with about 17 cookbooks. It was bad. It was it was great, but it was such a bad trip.
It was an expensive trip.
It was great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I must love you.
You love me so much. All right, I think I can remember.
I added
what
a
I'm
little
doing there.
bit extra simple syrup on this one.
Okay, I'm going to drink.
Folks, get your, if you like jars like this, we'll get you some little pour spouts.
Amazon. I'll put a link in the.
Makes you look professional even.
Makes you look like the Midwest hillbillies we are.
That's right. That too.
But I'll put a link because they actually are really nice to have.
Yeah.
If you do any, I make iced tea in quart jars like on a daily basis, so it's a nice thing to have. I bought some other bigger pour spouts too, so I'll pop a link to those too in Facebook or in the comments. Okay.
Here you go. Try this one. This one I added a little bit more simple to that one.
Oh yeah, see, I don't like it that sweet.
Oh,
we're very different. I don't do sweet tea because it's like
I love sweet
really
tea.
Sweet.
I love sweet tea. That I can get behind.
Now I'm also going to add some herbs that are a little not traditional to my purloo. Thyme, fresh.
So if we empty that, remember that is half a bottle of vodka between the two of us.
I am teaching event planning in the morning.
Yep.
Which I can do off the top of my head.
Well, I'm glad you're doing something that you can do off the top of your head because I'm not.
So that's a lot of time. I might not use all that. So I'm chopping up some fresh thyme and that dog. Some.
Oh man, this is nice and moist.
Good grief, that dog's making me crazy. Fresh thyme and chives is what I'm trying to get out of my mouth in between dog barks.
I'm gonna turn this down a little bit over here on the butter side.
Fine, yeah. And I'm gonna use about that much, and then we'll save the rest for later. Actually, we can get the rest of that going. All right. So back to the story about rice. I did not take time to order Charleston rice. You can get South Carolina rice online. Cannot get it in the stores where we live. I am, however, going to use where you have me.
Right there. Cahokia rice.
Yeah. And for those of you locally, you know what Cahokia Mounds is. Oh, that dog. And I can buy this at our local Amish markets. And let me tell you, it is far and away better than most of what I can buy in the store. Like the 99-cent bag of white rice. So I'm going to add a cup of this to my vegetables. And we're going to toast that off. We're going to stir.
Sorry, I'll stir.
Because my bag, I'm trying to get the air out of my bag, and it decided it was going to be a turd like the dog. And we're going to set it back over here.
Do we need to put some liquid in here or no?
We need to put some liquid in there because I can already kind of smell it.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
All right, so there's 1 cup of chicken stock made with bouillon, and I'm going to put in another 3/4 of a cup, and then we'll add as we need to. And scrape up all that goodness at the bottom.
That's what I was working on. That one was really good. I got this on low, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
Okay.
We'll probably put the lid on it.
I turned it down because...
Yeah, once you have all the goodness from the bottom, we can put the lid back on it. Actually, we can let it go. I mean, let it do its thing.
Oh, it smells so good.
If I weren't going in 4 directions, I'd put the lid on it and let it go, but I'm afraid we'll burn it.
What's on low?
I'm trying to get my food processor out.
If you guys can really see that. Hey, Sandy.
Out of space. Out of space. Out of space.
She hasn't had a cocktail yet.
Uh-oh. Better get one.
Better get one.
Ugh. Here, I'll drink for you.
I'm on cocktail number 2. Well, 2.5.
That would be good with mint in it.
Oh,
I don't have
any mint right now.
Okay. So I'm putting the grater in my food processor because I bought a brick of cheese to grate, because when I'm making pimento cheese, it actually works better. When you buy prepackaged shredded cheese, it has powder substance on it, an anti-caking agent basically, so it doesn't stick together.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of gets ucky and gummy and pimento cheese spread.
When you're cooking.
Yeah. Oh, that had a open
It had
easy
an open
thing.
easy thing, yeah.
Yeah.
The scissors work easily too.
All right, so we're going to.
Pardon me while I steal some bacon bits. Oh man, that thing shredded some cheese.
Oh, I mean, y'all know the fight that I had with my old one.
It is a perfect color.
My cheese?
Oh, the broth.
Oh no, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I ate the end of the cheese that.
I can't wait to throw some shrimpies in here.
Last minute.
Huh?
Last minute.
Oh, I know. Shrimp don't take long to cook, so it takes no time at all.
All right, let me get this back to this direction.
You want me to? This one's doing really well too.
Yeah, that one I want to like cook down as far as we can get it to go.
All right, slow and slow on this one.
I might throw some tomatoes in that.
Yuck.
You won't eat it anyway. You might take a bite if I let you drink enough.
If you leave the tomatoes out, you might definitely get me to take a bite.
Well, then I'll leave the tomatoes out because I think it's important for you to take a bite.
I might. What all comes in there?
Rice and purple whole peas.
Oh, well, yeah. I'll eat some purple whole.
Maybe some garlic if you want it. You want
garlic
in
purple
that?
whole beans.
I mean, like, technically they're legumes. They're not like green pea peas.
Yeah. They're not peas.
All right, folks. We have some cheddar cheese.
Kind of a yellowish color.
Well, no, because right now they're still on the cast iron pots.
I'm sorry. There you go.
So, kind of an orange color, long shreds.
Yep.
Shred it yourself or something like this. I am going to let my husband show you the cookbook it came out of.
Well, that's right there. You're
okay.
right there.
So remember I said I came home with like 17 cookbooks. They were all this size, so they fit in the suitcase. But I pretty much bought every one I could find, and it was really bad. But I have cooked out of them.
If it had anything to do with cooking, she bought it.
Oh, geez. Especially there.
She did.
I have.
And I didn't complain about it at all.
You shouldn't have. My first trip to Charleston. Is my mother watching?
Yeah. Okay. You want to go to the left a little bit because I can't see what you're putting in there.
Cottage cheese.
Where from?
Prairie Farms, right here in town.
Right here in town, Prairie Farms.
Yeah. Pimento cheese that I haven't drained yet. So I'm going to do that real fast.
Oh, yeah.
My first trip to Charleston, I was 15. I don't remember what grade I was in. Probably sophomore.
You're probably a sophomore.
Okay.
Probably between your sophomore and junior year.
Something like that. No, I think they took me out of school.
Oh, really?
Kind of.
It's dangerous people.
Right?
Yeah. I
don't really remember, to be honest with you. What I remember is going to a French restaurant that we tried to find later and couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's closed.
They were not open at the time we were there. But they invited us in.
Yeah.
And I think we ate freaking everything on the menu.
Man.
Because
cheese is good.
I was in a French class, one of many, by the way, and no, don't ask because I still can't speak French with lick. I'd survived when we were in France 1 year, barely. But I was in a French class, so after they learned that, they just kept bringing stuff out for me to eat. And at 15, they let me drink wine because that was, that's
in France,
like not a big
okay,
deal in France, right? So,
cool. Doing fine here.
And this is where I fell in love with escargot.
Oh, yeah. I actually like escargot.
And they brought it out in these cute little escargot dishes.
Escargot is like just butter. That's all it is, really.
It is butter with a hint of seafood
bread.
in the bottom
and
of
some
it.
bread. It's not seafood. It's seafood-esque.
It's seafood-esque. It's actually not. It's like forest food.
Yeah.
But if you don't know what escargot is,
it's bread and butter.
And snails.
Yeah.
You just don't tell your husband there's snails in it.
I don't mind. I've had it. I like it.
Man, I love it.
Yeah.
It's bad. Okay. So a little jar of pimentos, which are basically roasted red peppers.
Yep.
And some mayo.
That cheese is really good.
I bought extra sharp cheddar.
I can tell. Yeah.
And some pepper.
Delicious cheese.
This is the basic. You don't have to put cottage cheese in it. I like it because of the cheese curds. But mayo, sharp cheddar, extra sharp cheddar, mayo, pimentos, cottage cheese if you want it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
A little bit of pepper.
A lot of pepper.
Well, we're not done. You guys know when I get this little guy out, it's salt, pepper, white pepper, garlic powder, onion powder.
Oh, the seasonings.
Frank's. Or whatever hot sauce you like.
It's a good thing I cleaned that out. I mean, you wouldn't have been able
to. Right,
I
wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah.
And then we mix, and then we add what we need to. Now, this would be really much better tomorrow, but you know.
But we're doing it live, so. Other than the sweet tea vodka that we did. We've put a dent in the sweet tea vodka, dear.
I'm going to add some more cottage cheese to this. Yeah. It's a little dry. Again, if you don't like cottage cheese, just stick with the mayo, but I like the curd and the cottage cheese. Mm-hmm. And you could add jalapenos and jazz this up however you want to, but this is kind of basic.
Club crackers?
I need some club crackers, yes.
I will gladly get some club crackers.
And stirring it around, you're going to, that cheddar is going to break up a little bit more. They're right here.
Oh, you already got them out.
Got them out. Ooh, yummy.
I see how you are. Are you done with the mayo?
Oh, I love it so much.
I don't know if they saw that. They might have. Did you guys see her hop? If you listen long enough to us, you might hear her snort, but
Oh, shush it.
Shush.
All right, I'm going to add a little bit more salt and pepper to it.
S&P. When are we adding the bacon back? That's what I want to know.
Very end, so it stays crunchy.
Oh, okay.
And a little bit more heat.
This is looking really... I'm going to dump back
Let them show it
here real quick.
Yeah, it doesn't take too long for that rice.
So look at this. The rice is puffing up a little bit. It's taking in some of the moisture.
30 minutes, give or take.
Yeah. That looks so good.
So,
and it's just we're doing everything low and slow. We're on low heat here.
Well, that's
we're on low heat
kind
here.
of the cuisine is low and slow too.
Yeah,
we're speeding things up a little bit for y'all, but
we did a little bit of stuff a little early, like the one rice over there for the Hoppin' Jack.
John.
Hoppin' John.
John Hops.
John Hops. Huh? So sorry, John, to get your name wrong. Mm-hmm. And this is really good. This has been on low the entire time. Mm-hmm. That's like almost nums right there. Just green pepper and onion.
Can you up here, tall person?
Yeah.
That red Rachel Ray container back there that's got a lid on it. Can you pop that out for me? That way I have something with a lid. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm going to go back over to your stuff. Mm-hmm.
So the next time we went to Charleston, can I just tell all my Charleston stories?
Yeah.
It was you, me, and Turtle.
Yes.
That was the trip to Tybee Island. But we detoured
Debbie says to give her another cocktail. She wants to see her hop again.
Oh, you guys saw that, did you?
Yeah. She said, give her, and that was your mama saying that too. Wasn't wasn't your aunt.
All right, there we go. That's when we found Sticky Fingers Barbecue.
Mm-hmm. That was really good. Yeah, you're going slow over there on the cocktail. Pop it up.
And I've been back to Charleston for work purposes many times.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Uh-oh.
You're welcome. All right, so there's that.
Uh-oh, I saw it on the last few minutes ago. Okay.
That's okay. You can eat more.
Mm-hmm. That's not bad for all that hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
Yeah, I like the hot sauce.
I know, that's why I put it in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now I'm going to get this going.
Man, that's good with that hot sauce.
That is like one of my favorites. So I have eaten like my way through Charleston more than once.
A couple times.
And when we were there for work stuff, because of and I don't know if I've got any of my crew watching or not. They usually watch later, but the College of Charleston that's there also had the hospitality program. So that's part of why we were there a lot. And they also have faculty houses that are the old mansions that the college has purchased and renovated and turned into faculty houses. That's where we got to stay.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. All right, I'm going to let these purple whole peas sit a minute while I get my brown rice. I'll finish that story in a second. So I did brown rice, and honestly, same brand Cahokia, really to show you that you don't have to use white rice necessarily. It's more traditional. But if you prefer brown rice, if you have to eat brown rice for some reason, you can do this with brown rice too. I actually like brown rice more than white, but that's okay. So I'm going to add this to our pan over here. And I might add some more butter to it.
We haven't added any butter to it yet.
No, I snuck some butter in a while ago when you were talking.
There you go.
Thank you.
They can see. Well, they can't really see that because of the picture. So we'll go there. Now they can see it.
All right. And I am going to add a little bit more water to it because that rice, as it sat, got a little sticky.
You adding water or you adding, you're adding water?
Yeah, water. That's fine.
I don't know if you're adding chicken stock or no.
No, that way you can scrape up all the fond on the bottom.
Yeah, I can get all the good stuff off the
all
bottom.
the good stuff.
The goodies.
So yeah, I've eaten my way through Charleston. I've had some interesting food for sure. And pecan pie that was sweet enough that it would like hurt your teeth.
Oh, it was the best. I'm a sweets person. I mean, I really am. That's, if you want me to enjoy things, you just add sweetness to it.
I am going to add a little bit of tomato.
Or heat. I like heat too. So, yeah. I mean.
Since my husband doesn't like tomatoes.
Yep.
I'm going to add a little tomato powder.
Oh. All right.
Hey, it's not tomatoes.
Yeah, right. It's tomato adjacent.
It is tomato adjacent.
Oh man, that is like soaked up all that moisture.
How is it? Is it like shrimp time?
I think so.
Okay. My shrimp's from the Gulf Shores, by the way. Sorry, I'm like out of room. So if you're seeing me struggle over here, that's why.
They're not seeing you at all. They're seeing the two pans. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's no moisture left at all over here. It's all soaked up in the rice.
All right, so now you want to empty the bottle of that. Lean parents into it. Yeah, because there's not much left. Just, go. That's fine.
I'm spreading it around.
And we're going to want the lid to cook these shrimp down.
There you go.
Now, no hot spices here. I added some Franks to the
Hoppin' Jacks, Choppin' John.
Hoppin' John, but that's a preference thing. So these are frozen
lid for that one.
Gulf shrimp. Yeah, because we're just going to let these shrimp steam, which will add a little bit more moisture back to the rice.
Yep.
And it's okay that you've got way a lot of shrimp there.
I like a lot of shrimp.
There you go.
There's the lid. Now you won't be able to see what's in there. We're going to magic trick this thing. It's going to turn into a red pan. And it's... Oh.
Jeff Davis just had a slight heart attack there.
Well, so much for this one. It was nice knowing you, Hoppin' John.
All right.
Beans, good for the heart. Beans. What do they do?
All-purpose seasoning.
Here, you can stir.
You can't even stir it.
No.
Oh, so good. Now you could put tomatoes in this.
Where's your cocktail at?
Here, are you going to try to make me another one?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm on 3.5 and you're on 1.5. All right, that's better. Thank you.
It's hard to chug things with ice in it. All right. Now, so my other Charleston stories where food's concerned. Fried green tomatoes, which my husband also doesn't like.
Won't eat.
One of my favorites.
Won't eat.
And I have had fried green tomato pimento cheese sandwiches in Charleston, meaning
we're on the big screen.
Pimento cheese slathered in between 2 slices of fried green tomato. If you like both of those things together is amazeballs.
One John Daly.
Oh.
Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to stir that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure.
Mm.
Janet Zink is watching. One of your Charleston gals.
Happy birthday, Janet.
Happy birthday, Janet. Went to dinner for the birthday, but who doesn't love some down south cooking? Coming in late. What's the cocktail?
Right.
The cocktail tonight is a John Daly, Janet.
Oh,
so
recap
Janet,
it.
I'm going to recap for you, madame. It is a sweet tea vodka.
Literally.
This is a half a bottle of vodka with 2 tea bags and about a 1/4 cup of simple syrup mixed with a lemonade. A la an alcoholic Arnold Palmer or a John Daly. So there you go.
It's a kicker. Like if we'd had him on the front porch of that house, we'd have been all done for.
Yeah. Janet says, yay. CHS just coming home from the dinner and wanted to know what the cocktail is, people. All right. She says, holy crap, yes.
There might have been more than one incident with the seashell.
Yeah. Right there, Janet.
Yeah, you weren't there on that trip.
This was half a bottle of Tito's. So 375 milliliters Tito's, 1/4 cup of simple syrup. And it was just like up to about here.
Do you remember the fried green tomatoes with?
And then we did about a 50-50 with some lemonade.
Like they were yummy.
The fried green tomatoes? Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, that's not me.
No, okay.
Uh-oh, Dan says he introduced Aunt Deb to Escargot about 3 years ago. 11 years ago. Mm. They both love it. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's so good. Escargot is good.
I feel like I'm forgetting to tell you something. I mean, I have a whole book's worth of stories.
Yeah.
Probably not all totally appropriate.
So, obviously, Janet, you add more simple syrup to taste to get the sweetness correct. So, but yeah.
All right, I'm going to add part of the bacon or the bacon back to mine.
You can tell which one's the smaller, obviously.
Yes.
All right. There you go.
Cubed ham, like little bite-sized cubed ham would work in this too. But we like bacon, so that's what I use.
I love bacon. So we're at about 45 minutes so far, folks. How's it looking? Is this looking like a good dinner? Let's go back to see it. There we go.
I turned the heat up on the shrimp to get them to cook a little fat. Well, they were still ice cold because Nick here forgot to thaw the suckers. So
shame on you.
Yeah, they were still pretty cold.
Oh, let's get this get us off of there so they can see that.
Yeah, we're just okay. So here's the Hoppin' John again. Vegetables, and here are onion, green pepper. You could add tomatoes or canned tomatoes if you wanted.
Nope, we don't want them.
I used brown rice. White rice is traditional. Brown rice, teeny bits healthier.
Yeah, not much, but a little bit.
Bacon, and of course the bacon. There's a tablespoon, maybe a little more of butter in here. Yeah. You could use olive oil. I mean, you just need the extra fat to get it going. And I pre-cooked the rice to kind of make all this come together. This one that's covered up is the shrimp perlou. Again, a cousin of jambalaya. Spices are different. This has a bunch of fresh herbs in it that the Hoppin' John does not. Same vegetables plus celery, white rice cooked in chicken stock in with all of the bacon grease. So I kind of built it like I build jambalaya. You're going to find people that make this all sorts of different ways. So, again, you can put anything in this that you have. It was all about what we had or what they had. I mean, I have people that landed there several hundred years ago, but you don't. Your people were elsewhere.
My people came in late. Slid right in.
But both rice-based because that's a very rich part of the heritage in South Carolina and certainly in the Charleston area. So I'm waiting for the shrimp to get done.
Oh, you can see it.
We're getting there.
Man.
Oh, and Worcestershire sauce, which is just not traditional necessarily, but
it's a good flavor. I can see some pinkness.
Yeah, we're getting there with the shrimp. We're getting there with
the shrimp. They're not there yet, but I can see some pinkness.
I had some that were still frozen, so I threw them in there, which would have brought the temperature of the whole thing down before it came back up. So we're just going to let it sit there.
Janet, for your birthday, what kind of cocktail did you have?
Yeah.
That's what we want to know.
I'm going to eat while we wait.
I'm sure she went to her daughter's bar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's where I'd go. Some really good wings there.
We did have some really good food in Rochester.
Yeah.
With them.
We did.
And if I could remember the name of the bar, I would
promote it.
Give it a shout out, but I do not.
Maybe,
Janet, I'm sorry.
Janet would name it real quick so we could shout it out. Yeah.
When you're in Rochester, you want to go there. Because the food and entertainment is awesome.
She says wine. What else? That's true.
But is it zinc wine?
Is it zinc wine? Love and Cup is the name of the bar.
Thank you.
The Love and Cup.
Think of it for nothing.
So when you're in Rochester, go to the Love and Cup.
New York.
Yep.
I've been around the world with Janet a couple times. It's been fun.
She's an awesome lady.
So many stories. What else can I talk about Charleston?
Man, that's good stuff right there.
You okay over there?
Woo, yeah.
Getting you. Well, we kind of gave you the forewarning a week or so ago that it was going to be a doozy.
It's going to be a long night.
Also, why this is very carb overload here. Going to soak some of it up.
Yep. Soak up some of these cocktails.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one. Charleston and low country food in general is like my favorite.
The liquor recipe that we were going to be using this week, which I did before we did week 1. I was like, this is the week right here, folks. This is the week.
We're getting there. One last history lesson. Because both of these, not so much the cheddar, the
pimento.
Thank you. Both of these are very much part of the Gullah cuisine, which I mentioned earlier. The Gullah Geechee people, it's a fascinating story. And if you're a history buff or a food nerd, it becomes even more fascinating because they were part of the slave trade, clearly. Not a pretty part of our history, but they were in plantations that were part of those sea islands, like Tybee Island.
Yeah, like Tybee.
But all the way up the coast in South Carolina. And after emancipation, they stayed put. another 100 years goes by, give or take, and their African culture, this is what's so fascinating, their African culture stayed intact, like completely, because they were so separated from the mainland. And then once we had bridges and roads and that kind of thing, that kind of started to dissipate a bit. Very proud people, however, and just a fascinating story and fascinating people to get to meet and get to know when you're there.
What are you doing? You leaving me?
No, I'm gonna go get my basket that I love so much.
Oh,
if y'all can't tell, it's like my favorite place.
This is her favorite place in the world.
I love it so much. If you ever go, just put $100 bill in your back pocket, because you're gonna want one of these. Yeah. And I say $100 bill for a reason.
Yeah.
They still make authentically. There are women and men who still sit and weave sweetgrass baskets. And in Charleston, you can get them at the market.
It's so soft.
Yeah, I love just to sit there and watch them weave. And it's
perfect
something.
Little basket.
Yeah. And I don't use it for much, honestly.
It's pretty.
But it's a connection to the people.
You need to drink more cocktail.
Maybe not, because I'm kind of chatterboxy right now. This is done, however. I'm kind of trying to scrape up the
Janet says she got to buy a sweetgrass basket.
Did you? Good. I'm glad. She was probably with me when I bought mine.
I bet you she was. It was almost her and
Joanne.
Mary Beth.
Yep. Stacy.
Yep. Stacy, Mary Beth, Joanne.
Dominic.
Yep.
Sometimes a Flo.
Sometimes a Florian.
So yeah, this was the crew that I traveled with for a long while, a couple times a year. And Charleston was one of those places we were in probably 6 or 7 times. So, I mean, it really broke my heart.
Yeah, she was so disappointed.
So disappointed to have to go to Charleston.
Oh, I've got a meeting, honey. Where's it at? Charleston? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to leave a day early.
Yeah. I might be back later.
You might see me at another point.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me go get a colored plate for the rice dishes that are pale. Coming through. Oof.
I am so sorry that you folks cannot smell this. But man, is it good.
We used red a couple weeks ago because of Valentine's Day, but we're going to use it again. Okay. It's okay.
All right.
You're going to get a little of that. I didn't stir it enough, so no biggie.
We'll start over there now.
I was going to say, let that cool a bit.
Yep. Man.
Mine, however. Now, you wouldn't necessarily eat these together in the same meal, but, you know.
We will.
I wanted to fix both of them for you, so I am.
Huh. And you've got your pimento cheese.
Yep,
spread.
which will. So I went heavy on my Hoppin' John here.
Not sure why you have a spoon in the pimento cheese, personally.
I don't know, because here, you can turn it back on over here if you want. Oh, hey, it all matches. I mean, you could like garnish that and be pretty.
There you go, folks.
So, shrimp perlou or perlo. I've heard it both ways. I've heard it pilau also. That's the way it's spelled. So phonetically, that sounds right. I have not heard it. I have not heard it that way in South Carolina, however. Pimento cheese, basic recipe, doctor it up however you want, jalapenos, whatever. Hoppin' John, again, basic recipe. Add vegetables that you like, add tomatoes, whatever. Again, it's about, we talk about this a lot. It's about what we have locally, what we have seasonally, and how we can use all of that to feed our families.
And we made dinner and multiple cocktails in less than an hour.
I mean, we actually made a couple of dinners, to be honest with you. I would not make both of these at once.
Yeah.
I would make
one or the other.
I would make the Hoppin' John as a side dish with a protein, usually. Or, here, I don't know if you want to try that when it cools down.
Yeah, we do. Let's fill it.
I've been eating that one out of the pan.
I got cocktail to cool it down, so why not just have a big old bite right now?
Bit of shrimps. I didn't season the shrimp. I just stuck them in there and then put my all-purpose seasoning on it that I like. That's garlicky.
I can smell it. It smells delicious. Mm. Yeah.
A little warm, but it's good.
Doesn't matter if it's warm or not. It's good. I'm gonna have a little bite of Hoppin' John.
What?
Well, I said I'm gonna have a little bite of Hoppin' John.
Wow. Fresh. That's the vodka talking.
Is that right?
I'm proud of you for trying something that I know you don't like.
There's definitely the vodka talking right there. That's
He doesn't like the black-eyed pea family. That's okay. No. You don't. I mean,
I tried it.
There you go. You tried it. That's all that matters. All right, folks. That's our trip to Charleston. I'm kind of sad it's over.
No, it's okay.
However, I got enough of this to eat for most of the week now. So.
She's good for a couple of days.
I'm good for a few days.
That was half a bottle of vodka. It was quite a bit higher. Like we're about there when we started.
Oh, you're going to be hurting in the morning.
Nah, I'll be fine.
We don't bounce back like we did 20 years ago.
Nah, I'll be fine. I'm going to have one more.
He's going to have one more, folks. That means I'm going to have a restful evening of listening to him snore.
That's right. So we're just under an hour.
We are. Where are we going next week? I always have to look. I don't remember.
I have to look.
We're on this one. I think we're heading back up northern states.
This one.
We've been waiting on this one.
Oh, yeah. Knew this one was coming.
I kind of need to stick a straw in it.
It would be good. So next week, we are... Oh, yeah, we're headed way up north.
I thought so.
New Hampshire.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. We've been there.
We have been there.
Mm-hmm. Driven through.
We've driven through, like, the southern corner.
A couple times. Like 3 or 4 times.
But New Hampshire is definitely known for a few things. So we'll play that up a little bit. Yeah. So, all right, folks.
They're not known for lobster, though.
They're not. We gotta wait. We're
a
state away. Geographically, yeah, state away.
It'd be quite a few until we get there, though.
All right. So you've had a history lesson. Sorry, sort of.
Oh no.
Not. I mean, that's the whole. I'm in chatterbox mode. I'm sorry. That is the whole point of doing this and of traveling this way. And I learned it a long time ago because my mom would sit me down and we'd research a place, and that's what we'd do. And then eventually we'd get to that place, which is what we do.
That's what we do.
And when you have kids, all of that matters because
that's why we went to the Northeast.
It is. Because visiting the place, whatever place it happens to be, locks it in the memories of your kiddos. Yeah. So we've tried to do that as she has learned history and learned about different things in different places. We are, however, fortunate enough that we can do that. Not everybody is. When you can't or aren't, or we're in the middle of a freaking pandemic and we can't.
Eat it.
Yeah. Cuisine is how you learn.
That's right.
All right, I'm off my soapbox now.
All right.
Take a drink.
We're going to peace out and eat some dinner. You guys have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next week. Where?
Vermont, where there is New Hampshire.
We're going to see you next week in New Hampshire. Somebody can't remember 5 minutes ago. She's only had 1.5, maybe 2 cocktails. Everybody, have a wonderful evening.
We'll see you next week.